Hi guys! I'm doing a video in my backyard today because it is finally nice out here. We've had rain and it's been cold in the 60s and it is finally sunny out and warm-ish, not super warm, not warm like end of July, beginning of August warm, but you gotta get what you can take around here in Wisconsin. Um, Florida is definitely looking better and better every week that goes by. So today, my video is going to be about fruit and why it is the perfect food for a human and why you should be eating more of it, not just a couple pieces here and there as a snack. One thing you'll realize if you take a look at the way humans are built is that our bodies are really set up to eat fruit. If you take a look at our closest relatives, the chimpanzees, they are frugivores. They eat fruit. They get the majority of their nutrients from fruit. And if you look out in the wild, animals that are very similar eat very similar. And as our closest relative, also assume that we would eat fruit as the majority of our diet. Our hands, we have opposable thumbs and these awesome agile fingers for grabbing and peeling fruit. That is what they're for. They're not claws. Well, mine kind of look like claws. But we're not carnivores. We don't have claws to rip. These teeth are not these are not teeth of a carnivore. These are actually teeth of a frugivore. And, if I find a picture, I'll put that in. But they look just like the teeth of other frugivores. Our digestive system is really long so that it can absorb all the nutrients. Where if we were carnivores, our digestive systems would be really short because it'd want to pull the nutrients out of our food really quickly and get it out of the gut because it does go bad and rot in the system. Another thing is that we see in color. The reason why we see in color is so that we can figure out if fruit is ripe or not, because we do that by our eyes. So we see the vivid reds and blues and oranges and yellows, and we can decide what is going to be tasty to eat and what has gone bad. Another thing is fruit is so easily digested in our system. When you take out all the fats and the other proteins and all the other foods, and you just eat fruit all by itself, it digests so easily. It goes into our system. It has the water, it has fiber, it has everything that we need to digest and improve our digestion. We actually assimilate fruit a lot easier than most foods when we eat it all by itself because we don't have problems digesting it. We also need a lot of potassium. Most people are deficient in potassium, and you need to consume a lot more than 5 servings of fruit and vegetables to get your potassium. Now, I eat nothing but fruits and vegetables for breakfast and lunch and snacks, and even though I eat fruits and vegetables all day, I just kind of get my potassium. So probably about 90% of people are deficient in potassium. The cool thing about fruit that people don't realize is that you are going to get all the essential proteins, minerals, and vitamins from fruit. Uh, you don't get a huge amount of protein, but again, if you go to the World Health Organization, we only need 5% of our calories to come from protein. And if you consume more than that, like over 10%, the rest of it has to be cleared out by the kidneys, which can cause kidney problems. So the last thing you need is more protein. Fruits and vegetables together, even fruits alone, will give you all the protein you need percentage-wise. So as long as you consume enough calories, you're going to get enough protein to be healthy. Even pregnant women only need 6%. So they're growing and building a whole nother being in their bodies, and they only need 6%. So it should show you that we don't really need as much protein as we think we do. Amazing thing is that fruit are full of antioxidants and phytochemicals, which you cannot get from other sources like meat and dairy. But if you do eat a lot of different fruits and vegetables, you are going to get everything you need without trying. Another amazing thing about fruit is that it's very alkalizing food. Some people think it's acidic because there are more acid fruits, but the acidity versus the alkalineness of a fruit really comes from the minerals in the food. So when the body digests it, depending on what kind of minerals it has, that is how it's going to react. on the body, and most fruit are going to have alkalizing minerals, so they're actually very alkalizing. Acid in the body and having a more acidic body, that is what's going to help promote cancers. Fruit also helps promote oxygenation of the body, and if you have a very high diet in fruits and vegetables, you're gonna lessen your risk for cancers. If you eat a lot of meat and cheese, even a lot of nuts and seeds and some grains, you are gonna have a more acidic body, and that is a breeding ground for cancer. So fruits and vegetables are the way to prevent cancer. Another awesome thing about fruit is it is very cleansing. So if you eat a lot of fruit, you're going to notice that your body is going to cleanse itself. It's very detoxifying. Um, and if you're constantly eating a lot of fruit, you're going to constantly get better and better and feel better. And you're going to have a great immune system. You're not going to get sick. You know, fruit is so great for you is because, first of all, it's the one food that absolutely needs no prep and no processing. So you can eat an apple, you just pick it and it's ready. You don't have to cook it, you don't have to blend it, you don't have to slice and dice it, you don't have to add um, any kind of spices, any herbs. You don't need to add anything to make that apple, that banana, that mango, that watermelon. Um, you don't need to do anything to them to make them perfectly appetizing to the human. So all these other foods that we consume, we have to prep. And that prepping is not as natural. Cooking, you know, a lot of people say, oh, cooking made us human. That doesn't even make sense. So, I mean, obviously we were smart enough to discover or to create fire. So obviously we were already smarter. And we've been feeding our pets cooked food, processed food, for as long as we've had them, and they're not getting any smarter. Actually, the only thing that I believe cooking and processing our food has done to open up the variety of foods that we can now eat is made us more sick. I mean, we are the most diseased creature on the face of the earth. Most people die of some sort of disease before their time, and you know, if we're also the only animal that cooks our food. And if we were going to eat foods that weren't cooked and weren't prepped and weren't prepared and weren't spiced and weren't grilled, those foods would look like fruits. So as you know, if you think about it more, fruit really is perfect. It comes right in its own container. It comes right in its own packaging. You don't need to do anything with it. It's the fastest food there is. No prep, no processing. It's good just the way it is. It comes with all the water and all the fiber we need to digest it smoothly. And the one thing that a lot of people say is that if you eat a lot of fruit, there's a lot of sugar in there. And this is a misconception that our high sugar in fruits is going to give you high blood sugar, but it just does not happen in real life. The reason is because sugar and fruits come with the perfect amount of water and fiber, which makes them digest slowly. All fruit are either have a low glycemic load or a medium glycemic load. There are no high glycemic fruits because it is how fast those sugars go into the blood. And because they come with water and they come with fiber, they actually don't increase your blood sugar. And they also don't stain your blood. The only time that you're going to run into a problem with eating fruit is if you are consuming a high fat diet. And truthfully, all of the blood sugar issues and diabetes, that has actually more to do with fat than it does sugars. The sugars that we think we're eating in baked goods are actually, there's probably more calories coming from fat, so you're really eating a fat food. But the whole point is, fruit all by itself is not going to raise your blood sugar. It's going to go in nice, slow, and steady. So if you're at all interested, I will put a link below. You can read the book 80-10-10. It's about a fruit-based diet, 80% carbs, 10% fat, 10% protein. It kind of busts all the myths out there about needing high protein and high fat diet. So if you really truly want to be healthy, you should eat more fruit. There's a reason why we have a sweet tooth. It's because we were frugivores. Eat a lot of fruit. You're going to get everything you need. You need about 5% of your calories from protein, and that's based on your size. That's why it's percentage. Keep your fats low. It's based on the kind of fat, not how much fat. you're getting in. Eat like a gorilla. And that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you have an awesome day. Please subscribe and like my videos. And if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below. That's why you have a fruit, or a fruit tooth. You should have a fruit tooth. Our very agile fingers. I think that's it.